Hello, I'm John Aldridge and I'm watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the Uncensored Match Build Up show ahead of Liverpool versus Chelsea. Some blank stares and clenched knuckles around the room. Of course, I'm with me, Chris Pager, Michael Atkinson, Steve Hall and John Machin. Full house to talk about what promises to be one of the biggest games in Liverpool's recent history. Chris, we've come through. We keep beating teams. We should be confident going into this game. Yeah.
Actually, after the conversation we've just had, I am quite confident again. What I like about playing Chelsea in the position we're in at the moment is if they could have come for a draw, I think they would have come for a draw. And making Chelsea come for a win it opens things up for us, I think, and it plays into our hands a lot more because ultimately we can go out there with a bit of freedom and stuff, and Chelsea need to attack us.
Yeah, definitely, Mike. I mean, this is exactly, Chris is dead right there, isn't it? You know, the beauty of it being in our hands is that we've seen Mourinho in so many times over the years, take a very pragmatic approach to football games. He's happy to go there and grind results out where be. He will have to come a little bit more than you'd expect, or is there a possibility that he might even just go with a weakened team?
There is that possibility. He might just jib it off because, as we were talking about it before the show, they play Atletico Madrid, don't they, Champions League.
I thought you were going to say Hill Athletic then
for
a second, mate. Imagine really bring it back like...
Yeah, maybe 20-0 up at half time. What we want there is we want them to get beat, obviously, but to be in a position where they've got everything to play for at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
Because then all their focus is on that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Mourinho's never won the Champions League with Chelsea. It's all that little bit of... And he kind of threw the towel in with the title, hasn't he, as well?
I'd hope so. I mean, he did congratulate a lot of people.
He did. It was very nice.
Yeah, nice of him to congratulate people the weekend. Steve, what are you thinking about this? How's your stress coming into this game?
But I agree with Chris. The City game we had to win. A draw didn't really do it any favours. A draw here, it's still in our hands. We'd have to go and beat Palace and what have you. But
is that a bad mentality? Is that a bad thing to have in our heads, though?
The players won't have that. The players are going to win, but. What I agree, if Chelsea come to no one parks the bus like Chelsea, to be fair to them, are brilliant. They done it to City,
and they'll pick it off.
And they picked it off and got a goal. I think it was Ivanovic scored, didn't he? And they'll do that, and they're really good at it. But the fact that they might have to come out even 5 yards or whatever, they have to play a little bit more expansively. Then, I presume he'll want to come and win. I don't think he's going to entirely swerve it off. But I'm fine with it. I think we'll beat them. It's Mourinho, and he is as much of a bell end as he is, for lack of a better. In fact, there's no better word. That's what he is. Then he's a good manager. He's a very good manager. He'll know the weaknesses of Liverpool. He'll have them spot on, and he'll try and exploit them. But I just don't see a team who can stop. If you stop Suarez, then you've got to stop Sterling as well. If you stop, like for example, City stopped Suarez and Sturridge. Didn't get near Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, or Coutinho.
And couldn't control Coutinho. To stop our attacking players, to do all of them, it's nigh on impossible. And I don't think they can. I don't think they're good enough to do it. It's good. They are a very good defensive team, but I just don't see. For us to lose or not win that game, the front four will all have to be played pretty poorly, and I just don't see it happening. And I'm quietly confident.
I like Steve's optimism here, Dad. What are your thoughts? This is the last of the big hurdles by all.
But I can't believe that Mourinho won't see it as some kind of a challenge to his own abilities, and he will come and say, "I can prove myself again by stopping this fabulous attacking force from scoring goals." So he will come to stop us scoring goals and hope to hit us on the break. And I think a lot of any success they'll have will depend on whether Hazard's fit.
Yeah.
If he's not fit, then I fully expect us to beat them without any trouble. If he's fit, I think they'll give us more of a game. But again, I still think we'll outscore them because they can't score goals.
I'd be worried less worried is that if they wanted to sit back and counter us, bar Hazard, really, they haven't got that much pace in the team. Even Torres he's not as quick as he was, and I don't think Eto'o and Bar have run away from anyone really. So they don't attack with the pace that we do, and that's what I think to be a great counter-attacking team. I think that you need the pace up front. Where the dangerous off like set pieces and stuff, and that's really we worry. Like, if Hazard plays, then obviously they're a much better team, but they're not as good as Man City were, and and they're a different beast. It's more a case of can we break them down, and because I think they will. I think they'll be fairly defensive and try and get a goal off a corner or a free kick. Or,
I think for the first 20 minutes they'll probably park the bus, and then they'll probably
I agree.
The game will get a little bit
He's
more
used to playing
expansive.
Barcelona, isn't he? And he's used to playing City. And I think that's the way his mentality works. He can win the game in a pragmatic way by stopping the other team.
Much the same as Rafa used to do for us, wasn't it?
Inter Milan, when he was in Inter Milan, I've never seen someone he parked 3 buses. At Barcelona, he parked the
3 buses and I go
landed the plane on him. He parked that bus, but so he can do it. But like I say, the fact that if a draw did them, that's what he'd have come and done.
Yeah,
He'd have come and, but if he wants to win the league, he can't do that. So I'm quietly optimistic.
Quietly.
But
At some point his team will have to come and try and score at some point, but probably not very early, as you say.
Yeah.
Do you see a team keeping a clean sheet against us at the minute?
No, I don't know how.
I agree with John. Though Mourinho will see it as a challenge to be the first one to stop us scoring since what, Arsenal.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But as you say, even though they are the best at it by all for all intents and purposes, there's a reason we've scored that many goals. They're not the first. They're not the first to try it. You know what I mean? And they are, I say, very tactically astute, and they've got some very good defensive players as well. But it's just, what a great challenge it is from a Liverpool perspective. Because Brendan Rodgers will probably, from the flip side of that, think, fuck it, I'm gonna be the one that makes Jose Mourinho's defensive tactics look fucking stupid.
Well, he knows how they work as well. He knows how to break them down.
It'll be nice if we score early again against Chelsea this time, because clearly then they've got to do something a bit.
But the beauty is, even though we've seen teams park buses, it's completely irrelevant how much you park the bus, because how good we are at set pieces as well. You know what I mean? There's nothing to say Steven Gerrard won't stick a cross into the box and scale and get his head on it, or Suarez will just bend one in the top corner. Anything, and we're a team that has the ability to win free kicks as well.
And penalties.
But we suffered for Didier Drogba for so many years, watching him just fall to the floor time and time again. Now that we've got players to do that, it's amazing. So long may that sort of continue.
You come back to the fact that a draw isn't any good for Chelsea.
Yeah.
They might hold out as long as they can, but they'll still want to try and win the game.
At some point they'll have to open up.
Yeah, defo. Okay, trivia question time. Former Liverpool fan favourite Fernando Torres has played more games in total for Chelsea now than he has for the Reds. That's 162 to 167 to 142.
Really?
Yeah, although he's played less minutes for them than he did for us. Quick question. How much does each goal that he scored for Chelsea work out at, given his £50 million transfer fee? There's a good one for you. So basically, what is the price per goal Chelsea have essentially paid when they've paid their £50 million to Liverpool for Fernando Torres? Answer at the end of the show. Time for some fast math, some fast-fingered Googling before we get back to the end of the show. Okay, Chris, how much of a tit is Jose Mourinho?
10.
10.
10.
10. It is 10.
No, tits are useful.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Steve used it before. I mean, how much of a genuine bellend is Jose?
He's a
Mourinho?
proper dick-fingered bastard.
As a manager, I wouldn't mind a manager that good, but how could you want a person like that managing your football team? Listen, gets results perfect, but are you not even a bit embarrassed by him?
He's a horrible, childish, petulant Portuguese twat.
Yes.
What's he moaning at the referees for the weekend? Why is he moaning? Because he got a debatable penalty given against him. His player elbowed someone in the face. Like turn around and smashed him in the face. West Brom, they got the worst dive and stupid penalty you've ever seen. There's time and time again things go for it.
And does it to hide the ineptitude of his team and his own failings as well.
It does. And we've said this time and time again, and that is one of his strengths, of course, how to play the media. That he's brilliant at deflecting attention away from generally misdemeanours, or in this instance, how shit his own team.
If his team get beat, then he does everything in his power to deflect away from the fact that how awful they were. And he does that all the time. Any failings, he covers them up.
Yeah. They haven't lost the league because well, hopefully, if they don't win it, it's not because of the referees. It's because they went to Villa and lost. They went to Palace and lost, and they lost at home to Sunderland. That's why you haven't won the league. And the indiscipline of your players, that's what the referees fault. If Ramirez wants to 2-foot someone at Villa, why you blame the referee? He congratulated that referee then, you know what I mean?
Just when Liverpool started to play really well, as you're coming towards the end of the title race, they implode and lose 3 games. It's, you know, that.
And everyone's talking about, you know, I think he said something about Mike Riley's got the championship going where he wants it, implying maybe Liverpool. We don't get that. We've had a couple of dodgy pens. And we've had loads of pens, but I'd say the majority have been Stonewall pens. And
I'm sure if they had an attack with pace, they'd probably get. You know what I mean? They'd get exactly. If they pushed Eden Hazard to centre forward, they'd get.
That thing about pens. I don't know if you've mentioned on here before, but when Rodgers was at Swansea that season, Swansea had the most pens in the Premier League as well. So it's not to do with
the style of football.
Sturridge dived at United and it got missed anyway. There was a couple of, I think the Suarez at Villa maybe and Flanagan at West Ham are debatable. The majority are Stonewall penalties.
Sturridge got one at United which wasn't a penalty, but then there was one after that which was a penalty, wasn't given.
So look at Chelsea last time we played them anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just jumped into Suarez
and then he broke Anderson's leg.
Henderson as well.
He's just, what he does, he gets conversations like this happening. That's his aim. He doesn't want people looking at Chelsea going, they just lost that Sunderland.
Well, look, let's be perfectly
from
clear,
a winning position.
And I don't want to talk too much about any deficiencies they may or may not have in the team, because it's like Ian Marshall, and isn't it? We don't want to jinx it before the fact. But if they don't win the Premier League this season from where the positions they've been in, it's because he bought Samuel Eto'o instead of going out and buying a genuine, youthful, world class centre forward. As simple as Samuel Eto'o's class. He's still class. You know, Fernando Torres, I just don't know what happened to him, because I'm sorry, but even though maybe injuries and what have you, he's not as shit as he's been. He shouldn't be as shit as he's been for Chelsea. There's no way. You don't go from being the best centre forward in the world to being a joke in that short a space of time. And you just don't. You know what I mean? Laugh what he wants. It's fine. It is funny, but and you know, and that's down to him.
Always scored goals, except at Chelsea.
I think he's done all right at Chelsea when he's had the minutes.
He's had a few chances and he scored a few goals, hasn't he? But for some reason Mourinho doesn't like. Lukaku is out on loan at Everton. Are you stupid, man?
And Sturridge is playing for us.
I mean, I know that. I mean, I don't think, as much as I'd love to hang that on Mourinho, we won't this particular instance. Nice one, Agent Rafa. But how they loved him.
But Torres played well on the Rafa for Chelsea, so did Demba Ba. The strikers score goals.
So did Victor.
So did it, yeah, well, he did.
But yeah, that's their major weakness there. He's just not. Is he not getting the best out of them, or is he just bought poorly? I mean, Eto'o, the minute. I mean, let's face it, Chelsea is a graveyard for former world class strikers, isn't it? That's where formerly world class strikers go to die. Essentially, Shevchenko, Hernan Crespo,
Kesman,
George Weah played there very briefly. Like, you know what I mean, you know the list.
He likes experience, doesn't he? That's the thing. And some of the experience he's got there's a bit too experienced now.
I think it's just Abramovich just likes to sign players he's heard of. To be perfectly honest, isn't it? Like, so no, I mean there probably will be one or two Chelsea fans watching this. I mean, what is the deal with just centre forwards? I mean, the fact that he got leaked, didn't he? That he basically said his strikers are too old and all this kind of stuff. Like, you know, clearly shows however spin they put on it since the fact that he doesn't have any great. But
I wouldn't mind looking at our bench and having any of their strikers coming on.
Yeah. But and this is a great point as well, isn't it? Like, you mean they can bemoan this, but you're right. I'd still have any of those three players instead of Aspas.
Yeah.
And there's Mourinho moaned about the fact that we've had no games to play and blah blah blah. Look at your fucking squad, dickhead. Look at our bench. Swap your Louis Alberto for any of your bench.
And what your dad was saying about the injuries as well.
Yeah. And they say that we've had more injuries than them this season. Twice as many injuries on the smaller squad. Crimea fucking petrochemical financed river. You know what I mean? So let me know in the comment section underneath how much of a tit and or bellend is Jose Mourinho. If you can sum it up in 5 words, and I don't just mean like just pick 5 words. I mean put it in a sentence like
coherent.
Yeah, he is a complete tit. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like, there you go. It's, you know, slightly less off the cuff. You've got time to
You have to wonder how long he'll stay at Chelsea if Abramovich would get rid of him when he did last time. Yeah. You know, if he doesn't win the European or the Champions League this time, and he's done nothing in the league, you know, how long will Abramovich keep him up?
Well, you look back, because we were saying they are the anti-football team this season. They're the fucking West Ham at the top half of the table, like, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but you look back to Mourinho teams in the past. They did score a lot of goals when they were good. You know what I mean? And so he's clearly got it in him. So why is he just Is he just taking a pragmatic approach this season? Is he not able to get the best? Is he hoping to rebuild in the summer?
Is he hoping Abramovich will give him money to buy a really top class striker?
I think that he's got to. I think they talk about Costa, aren't they? Fair play if they get that in. But should have been in the summer. You think Chelsea would have pissed this league if they had even a Sturridge.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have walked this league.
They've got the best defence by a mile. The defence is fantastic. They don't concede many, do they? But struggle to score. And
let's hope that only half of that continues.
They're the opposite of us.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's going to be great, isn't it? I think it's a fantastic encounter in potential, Chris, because of that. The fact that it is a great attack versus a great defence.
It is, yeah. And I think our attack will win. I think attack generally does. It's not talking about the NFL.
Yeah.
But if Sturridge plays, I think John Terry will shit himself. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. John Terry doesn't like playing against Suarez anyway because he invariably nutmegs him 7 times in one go, ties him up in knots.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about, let's be before we move on. Should we still be wary? The 3 players mentioned, Steve. We're talking about Eto'o, Bar, Torres.
I'm more wary of Ivanovic. To be honest with you.
Does like us, doesn't he?
Just listen to the players who've scored against us this season and you'll find there's some worse ones than those 2 who've scored against us.
Yeah.
But can score?
You've always got to be wary of them, haven't you?
Yeah, they're a good team. They're not they're in the title race. They're not a bad team. They're the second best team who's going to come to Anfield this season after City. You know what I mean? They're a very good team, but that's the weakness of their team is that they've got a great defence, very good midfield. Usually the 3 behind the striker, very, very good players. Hazard, Willian, they've got Salah now, Oscar, for example. They're all very good players, and that's the one, I say, put a striker in their team and they'd piss this league.
You can see why Rodgers wanted Willian, can't you?
He's a good player.
He's a Rodgers player.
With Hazard out, he's been their best player.
Even Salah as well.
Yeah, he's done well. They're a very good team, and like I say, if you give Samuel Eto'o a chance, he'll score. Done it to us at their place, and he can score goals. He's a good scorer. Torres less so. Even the ball for.
But there's a fear with Fernando Torres for all Liverpool fans because we've just done nothing but laugh at him since the second half. Because think about, we were all on edge in that first game when we played his debut on it for Chelsea, and Daniel Agger basically put him in the stands via an elbow to the face. But we live on this knife edge, don't we? That at some point this transfer will come back to us, and to be honest, even if he does score, I don't think it will ever genuinely haunt us in the way that the sheer value for money we got from selling him. But he has the ability to deliver. We just hope this is just another game that he does continue to underperform.
Hopefully, let's hope so, because I don't trust our defence against anyone at the minute. So and it's weird because they're all, I talk about them and they're all individually good players. We just let stupid goals in, so set pieces, whatever. So
anything can happen.
Yeah, it's the odds are at Anfield with our attackers, we'll be favourites, you know what I mean? But,
and the atmosphere as well.
Well, this is exactly what I was going to come on to next. I'm chuffed that this one's at home, because the away games for me, because we just don't get to go to the aways, are just so much harder, because I know I literally have exactly 0 impact. Now I know it's completely relevant, it's relative I should say, when you're just in the stands at Anfield, but I know that I can handle my stress and I can handle that game, because all I have to do is tear up in the cop and just shout and scream and sing and like City, boo, boo, which we got very good at. It's fine, anything, just make loads of fucking noise and jump up and down, and I think that's got to play to our advantage. I think that's going to be the best atmosphere at Anfield for the best part of 10 years.
yeah. Since Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea, yeah.
But that's the only thing, the difference is City, they're not. Chelsea will know. It's the 3rd time now. They got it in 2005, they got it in 2007.
Different players now though, isn't it?
It's different guys. There's a few the same, but majority, same manager, a genuine different teams, they've got pretty much in it. So they'll know what's going to hit them, but in the say you can't really prepare for it, and it isn't even really what it does to their players, it's what it does to our players. Like they all say, don't they? It's the biggest game now since the City game, but before that,
it's not
it's going to be booming, like you say, and the fact that it's at home, and what people always forget, what that does sometimes, it affects officials as well. If there's a 50-50 call, do you want to be that referee who doesn't give that pen in front of the cop when you're undecided? Do you want to be that linesman who doesn't give the goal?
Look at the ghost goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, Mourinho shot himself in the foot as well in a way. If he's been slagging the officials off, we saw what happened when Rodgers did it. It backfired because we didn't get decisions, and it could very well just go. You know what? Fuck him.
Yeah. I just want like a decision to go through. The referee lets let the play go, and it goes, and he just turns around to Mourinho and goes, "Oh, damn."
What was that shit coat? Yeah.
Congratulations, Jose, when he gets beat. You've done really well there, mate.
Unbelievable.
You left nothing on the touchline there. Nothing. No, I can't wait for the atmosphere. I mean, that it looks as well like there's going to be another sort of welcoming of the coaches in. I mean, again, it's all part and parcel of the whole thing, isn't it? Basically, without having to necessarily this time, maybe let's not throw any bricks at the Chelsea coach or anything like. But you know, there's a real potential for fans to scare the life out of Chelsea before they even get into the ground.
It's just double-edged, isn't it? Because it books up our own players, gives them that feeling of support behind them, and also intimidates the opposition. So, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. If you're around, what I don't want to see, if you're going down to Anfield for this game, the real disappointment before City compared to before Sunderland. The pre-Sunderland one was amazing. The atmosphere was phenomenal. There was like probably 3 times as many people there for City, but there was too many people there just spectating. If you're going down to the game and you want to go and check this sort of, I say, this guard of honour almost for the coaches, don't look at people singing as if it's like a spectacle. Because we'll see people going like, oh, look at them over there, they're singing with the fresh Liverpool kits on. I don't care if you don't know the fucking words. Rattle your jewelry, shout, whatever, you know what I mean?
Rattle your jewelry, whatever.
There was 2 Danish fellas. The first load of chance, you could tell they didn't know the words. Fair play to them. They got the words the second time around, and they had to go like, that's boss, that's what you want to see, isn't it?
Exactly. We just got to go and make as much noise as possible. And just like I say, we were talking about this last week, Raheem Sterling's filming us. The players are filming us going into the ground. We're filming them and they're filming us. I mean, if you ever wanted a perfect example of how important the support we give to Liverpool players is, it's the fact that he's going home at the end of the game and buzzing off videos of us singing we're going to win the league at them, like, you know what I mean?
And get as near as you can to Ozzy as well, because he's got a proper voice.
Start the Chelsea off, like, but no, bring it, you know what I mean? Get it with scarf around your head. Go down, just sing your heart out, bounce, chant, shake hands, give people cuddles. You know what I mean? Bring a gas mask for when someone says the pardo off, like, you know what I mean? And everything's laughing, like, yeah. But if you're going down there, and you know what, if you're just around Liverpool that day, what else are you going to do? Fucking get down there, go and watch the match in the pub. Go and watch the match in the pub around Anfield. Did you see the sanding, yeah? Yeah, did you see the sanding at the Chelsea game? Now, obviously, you know, there's no guarantee the result's going to go the same way as that, but fuck it, that's not the point of football. The point of football is you just go there, you sing your fucking heart out, you fucking try to enjoy as much of the horrific stress as possible, and you know, and hopefully come out of it. I mean, Dad, look, the point we never made, we've done the Title Challenge support group show this week, so if you're suffering with title nerves and stress, go on the redmentv.com, it's free for a month, watch our...
and we'll make you feel worse.
You'll feel worse, but then feel loads better at the end of it as well. It's like 40 minutes.
You'll feel better because you'll know there's more people just like you.
Or, how about that bad?
Exactly.
It could be worse, I couldn't look at him there.
Yeah. Look at him with his legs shaking.
Yeah, feeling much better by association. But the point, I mean, the point of all
this is that
forgotten that I'm playing for time on. The bigger the stress, ultimately, the bigger the glory.
The reward, yeah, absolutely. Sure. You'll actually feel so much better for all the stress when it's over.
There you go.
You can put it on my headstone at the end of the season. The bigger the stress, the greater the reward.
Yeah, he said just before he collapsed.
Most definitely. Okay.
In the old days, if you're on the cop and you stopped and you dropped, you know, they just stand and you get a better view.
Yeah, I might be getting carried down the cop if this goes to plan. Okay, Chris. I mean, we talked a little bit about the team and how they performed at Norwich and what have you on the final word show. Are we praying that Daniel Sturridge is fit for this one?
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah. I mean, for me, I'd take Lucas out, drop Coutinho back, play Sterling at the top of the diamond, and have Sturridge and Suarez up front. I think he looked tired at the weekend, Lucas. He's playing out of position, as John mentioned, and just having that pace from Sturridge to stretch the defence, it will be key, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Key, yeah. And that'll be how we break them down.
It'd be interesting how we go if he's not fit. Rodgers said he played a 5 midfield, and that's what he said after the game. He put 5 midfield against Norwich. It was like 2 at the top. It was
of
like
the
Christmas
diamond,
2-1. It was like a 4-3-2-1. So
Compensating for losing Henderson and Sturridge was difficult, I think.
Yeah.
And I think if you've got Sturridge, I think you can cope with losing Henderson just about, because Allen will come in and do a shift. But if you've got to cope without both of them again, it will be much more.
You can't afford on Sunday to have to carry anyone.
No.
And we carried Lucas second half on Sunday, and we can't do that again. Not against Chelsea.
The interesting thing for that though is that, you know, as you say, as sort of having a midfield, I just an engine for destroying other teams. I don't necessarily mind Lucas in there as much if we have to. I think, you know, you're playing against a better team, and it might be a bit more just having a midfield that's literally just there to just shut Chelsea down. Although the question is, I think with them, are they necessarily going to come out? Maybe it's a nice option to have off the bench if we need to have it. I think, do we maybe just need to go gung out, get as many attacking players on there? And
the worry is the strength of their team, like we said before, is the 3 behind the striker.
Yeah.
So I'll just stop that. You know, you can't. That's my worry. If you go with the diamond, that's City. That we did against City. Coutinho, fair play to him, was amazing. But if he's off, or you know, it just it worries me slightly that, you know,
you need to have them going backwards though, don't you? So that's where your Sterlings and your Coutinhos come in, because they've got to be worrying about getting back and sorting our players out.
I would like us to go the diamond. I'd like the diamond anyway, even if Sturridge is out. But put Sterling up front. That's what I'd do. Just to give them just put him on John Terry's shoulder and go, yeah, try and keep on me, mate. Yeah. Just, and even if the diamond means it's Gerrard with Allen and Lucas and Coutinho at the 10, I'd go with that rather than the formation against Norwich. Just it exposed it. Coutinho was too peripheral for me. He couldn't get in the game, and I say it looked a bit iffy. You know what I mean? Obviously the start was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I would go put Sterling up front if Sturridge isn't fit and go for the diamond anyway.
It's an interesting show. Well, even Suarez just looked to have it. I mean, people go on bang on about the Sterling, the Sturridge and Suarez partnership, but I think it's the partnership between Sterling and Suarez looks so much more obvious. They clearly love each other. You know what I mean?
They click off the pitch. You could see before the game on Sunday. Suarez was having a word with Sterling and giving him little pieces of information like about space and stuff like that. Like, they clearly buzz off each other. Sterling's learning a lot, and he's coming on leaps and bounds and playing with Suarez, isn't he?
So it's not. I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it? If Sturridge isn't fit, it would just be nice to have that, because I think that so much of our success comes from that thing of, if the left one don't get it, then the right one will. You know what I mean? Because who do you worry about? Who's your primary focus of worry there? Because it's got to be Suarez. But if it's Suarez, you know, how do you adequately cover Sturridge? And if you then cover him, it's Rafa and a short blanket analogy, isn't it? Like, you mean, who's covering Sterling, then who's covering Coutinho, then who's covering Steven Gerrard, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think definitely in our favour to have him.
The only difference if he isn't fit is there's no one else now, because Lucas will be on the pitch. I know he's not great, but Moses has been the first sub now, and in recent weeks Moses has been the guy who's come on just even to freshen it up. Moses can't play.
Yeah, in the big worrying selection news of the day, Moses not available for this one. So we'll say Shearer's got to be on the bench, I'd say.
I've maintained for weeks now that I just had this vision of Iago Aspas scoring the goal that wins us the league.
Cult hero in waiting.
Exactly. It's an Igor Biscan kind of
Cult hero elect.
Yeah, I said that last week as well.
It's probably got to be him, hasn't it?
Well, why?
Just keep saying it every week until the season.
I don't know. So, in fact, were you saying about the bet today? You say your dad put a bet on. Was that what you were talking to? No, someone said about the. Anyway,
what was the bet?
About Bjornaby first goal.
Oh, yeah, it was me.
Yeah, like that, because what's the like that thing, just put it on every week in the hope. Yeah,
he used to do Bjornaby first goal every week. Never scored, but he couldn't stop doing it. He thought he was like not doing the lottery with your numbers, and your numbers come in. But
not quite as high stakes.
So put your money on Aspas last goal for the rest of for every game. If he doesn't get on, you'll get your dough back anyway.
Absolutely. Right. Okay, we're fast running out of time. Let's have some score predictions. Dad, how do you think it's going to go?
2-1.
Okay.
I wonder whether Ivanovic is going to wear a long sleeve shirt this time.
full body armour.
I've got no idea.
Throw a score out, Steve. We'll hold you to it.
3-1. No, we're not 3-2. So let's go 3-2.
Same again. We go again.
We go again. Took it
3-1 to Liverpool. Obviously.
3-0 to Liverpool.
Ooh, balls out, Brendan style.
Okay, well, let's see.
Balls out.
Reasonable kick-off time. The ranges open. Can of cherry coke? Can of Fanta?
No.
Double decker?
No, I'm thinking of M&M's and milk. Of course, it's a fucking can of cherry coke. Fucking double decker, like
4-1.
4-1.
Fuck it.
Why not?
Why not? We've beaten them. We battered every other fucking contender, every other pretender to our throne.
Isn't that what John Henry said when someone said to him, said to him first about the Reds?
What is he smoking on the Redmen? Like?
Are they going to win the pennant or whatever it is they win? And he said, well, why not us? And I said that about Liverpool, why not us?
No, that's exactly. Why not us? Answers in the comments underneath. Okay, everyone wants to know. Let me know your score predictions, of course, in the comments underneath. Everybody wants to know the answer to the trivia question. Fernando Torres, former Liverpool fan favourite. Fernando Torres played more games for Chelsea now than Liverpool, yada, yada, yada. We sold him £50 million, given the goals he scored for Chelsea. How much does it cost? How much does they spend per goal on Fernando Torres? Anyone have a guess?
It's got to be
£1,162,709.
25 million. I reckon he's only scored 2. He's been proper shit.
What?
It's well looked this up,
Have you
hasn't
seen the answer?
I looked it up.
So my 1.2 was actually fucking very good. Close.
They've spent £50 million, 43 goals, 1,162,790 and 69p per goal. And the words of Dave Gill is not with us today. Bargain. Yeah, if you got that right, then you're clearly just as big a cheat as my dad.
No, I did the maths myself. I did looked about 43. He scored 43 goals. I didn't know he scored that many.
All in the Europa League. You couldn't do nothing but eat it.
By 43, and that's what you get.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. And you'd be excellent in countdown as well. Yeah. If you got that right, as I say, genius work on your behalf. As I said earlier in the show, if you're struggling with your title shots, if you need more Redmen to guide you through to kick off, get on the Title Challenge support group show, week 4 on the redmentv.com. It's free for the month. This is literally the best time to take it on now. Nothing but good shit between now and the end of the season, and hopefully beyond as well. But if you struggle, I need to watch the show back again, really, don't I? We're going to guide you through it every step of the way. So if you need some positive vibes and some good stats and just some great debate and chat and just some support, get on the show. Anyway, gents, thank you very much for joining us this week. Good luck to everyone watching the game. I'll be outside. Well, Kiss now will be outside. Anfield post-match behind the cops. If you go in the game, do come and seek us out post-match.
We'll be the ones singing. We're going to win the league.
Fucking A. Anyway, thanks for watching and good night. Ta-ra.
Training to get ready for it. Didn't want to lose. I didn't want to concede, but I thought the 0-0 wouldn't work, so I chucked a couple in. He says.
You got to keep it entertaining. It's purely for the crowd. Purely for the crowd.
Absolutely, yeah.